Hello and welcome to another video from Midas Touch Toys, Games, Collectibles. And today, well, we're looking at something that's now quite old. It's fairly rare and becoming more and more difficult to find, especially in this mint sealed condition. But we are looking at the 1999 release by Hasbro from their Star Wars Episode 1 series of dueling action figures. And this particular set we're looking at today is of Darth Maul versus Obi-Wan Kenobi. And that's as they were at the end of the final lightsaber duel, which appeared on Naboo. Now, Episode 1 Star Wars, as you know, it was the first Star Wars movie to be produced since the Return of the Jedi in 1981, so it had been a 18-year gap from films, and because this was obviously a prequel trilogy, and it was set 32 years prior to the original Star Wars movie, A New Hope. It was released in the UK in 1999. Running time was about 2 hours 15 minutes, something like that. A little bit of trivia. The budget for the movie was $115 million. That's what it cost to make. And at the box office, it grossed $1.046 billion. So a huge profit on that particular movie. And it was, as I said, it was set 32 years prior to the original one, and it sees how Anakin Skywalker follows the story of Anakin Skywalker, and shows you how he became the evil Sith Lord Darth Vader, and that's through the trilogy of movies. Anyway, let's not digress. Let's get back to this. So this figure set contains two figures. And they are figures with action included, but we'll look at those in more details in a little while. But first of all, top of the card, you've got that old age facial image of Darth Maul, which was the most recognizable image of Star Wars Episode 1. It says ages 4 and up, assortment number 84385, number 84522, Star Wars Episode 1. And it's got break apart Darth Maul, push button on side to try me, Darth Maul versus Obi-Wan Kenobi, and it's the final lightsaber duel. Okay, that's the front of the card. Let's just spin the card round to the back now, and let's see what we got printed on the back. Okay, so I've turned the card round to the back, and again it says Star Wars Episode 1, and you can see an image of Darth Maul fighting Obi-Wan Kenobi in the Theed Generator Complex on Naboo, right at the end of the movie, just before or just after Qui-Gon Jinn has been struck down by Darth Maul. So it said Darth Maul versus Obi-Wan Kenobi, the final lightsaber duel. Reenact the final lightsaber battle between good and evil. Darth Maul and his double-bladed lightsaber prove a fearsome challenge to Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi as the trio battles it out in the Theed Generator Complex. With hopes for victory nearly gone, Obi-Wan leaps from the brink of certain death and uses his fallen master's weapon to cut the evil Sith Lord in two. It says try me, push post on the figure's back for lightsaber swinging action. And the force is with you in all of the Star Wars figures and vehicles. And it shows you some of the other figures in the same series. And then you've got the Tommy label, which has all been stuck over the back there, so you can't see everything on there. Tommy was also a distributor in, I think, one of the countries. So this has obviously been one of the figure sets that have found its way over to the UK. Well, most of the ones that come in the UK, they don't have these on. They just have the Hasbro logo on the back. So, but anyway, that's another story. But you can see all that Tommy label, and it's all in I don't know if it's Chinese or Japanese or some kind of writing I don't quite recognise. Okay, anyway, that's the back of the card. Let's turn the card back around to the front and let's have a good look at the figures themselves. Okay, so I've zoomed right in there on Darth Maul because I did want you to have a good look at his facial features because I do think the features are very, very good for 1999. I mean, we are talking, well, getting on for 25, nearly 26 years ago when these figures were produced, and obviously technology has moved on so much in the last 25 years that the new figures these days are incredible in comparison. But even back in those days, the features on this particular figure was outstanding. It was very, very well done, and I know Darth Maul has that type of face that you really had to do things very wrong to get it wrong, but it is still a very, very good likeness of the character. Now you can see that the bodies come apart here. Now I don't think it's supposed to be like that in the packet. I think there's bands that were supposed to hold it together, but the bands have snapped. Some of the bands have come loose. Obviously the bands deteriorate with age, and the body has dropped down a little bit, but it just twists back together again, and then you can have Obi-Wan Kenobi strike him in half, just as he does in the film with his lightsaber swinging effect. So you can see there's his skirt area, and there's his legs at the bottom there, and the skirt sits over the top of the legs, and that connects back to the torso. And there he is holding his lightsaber. There's only seems to be one blade on this one though, so I don't know whether there's I can't see a second blade in the packet, so I think you just get the one blade. And there is Obi-Wan holding the green lightsaber of Qui-Gon, and there's again Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'm just going to turn his face around because I don't think that's a very good likeness of Obi-Wan Kenobi. I think it's a poor facial image of Obi-Wan. I'm just saying how good Darth Maul is, but I really don't think that's very good of Obi-Wan. It really doesn't look a great deal like him, which was a shame because it ruined this particular batch of figures. Ruined for me because they just didn't spend that much care and attention on all of the figures as they did with Darth Maul. His facial features are excellent, whereas Obi-Wan Kenobi's are not. And also, because these figures have the functionalities, they do tend to have a lot less articulation, which is also a little bit disappointing for me. But anyway, there is a hole on the back here. It says "Try Me," and you've got a button on the back of Obi-Wan Kenobi. You can just see in there. So I'm going to press the button, and let's see what we can. So you can see that his arms move, as well as they can move in this packet because the packet's blocking him from swinging properly. But basically the arms move and you get the lightsaber swinging action, and you can see the lightsaber would swing and it would chop Darth Maul into two halves. So because of the swinging action on Obi-Wan Kenobi, there is no articulation. I think the only thing you can move are the legs. That's about it. I think that's just the top of the legs that you can move. Maybe you can, yeah, you can move the arms up and down, but remember the arms are holding the lightsaber, so it's going to be you're not going to be able to do much with them other than just move them up and down. I think there's a little bit more with Darth Maul. You can move his arms up and down. I think I think the heads turn on both of them as well. Obviously the waist will turn on Darth Maul because he's cut in half. And I think the legs do also. You have got the joints on the legs. You can just about see up the skirt there, so you can move the joints on the legs. So, but these particular figures were all about the battle. So they do have that battle action. I don't think there's not a button on the back of Darth Maul. So Darth Maul doesn't actually swing the lightsaber. He just holds his lightsaber in his hand, and you have to make that action yourself. But Obi-Wan Kenobi does swing the lightsaber action with a button on his back. But of course you've got the Sith Lord which breaks apart. So there we are. So that is the figure set. So how well did they do back in the day? I mean, we're talking 25, almost 26 years ago. So, yep, I mean, it was a new movie. It was the first new movie for 18 years. There was a lot of hype on the movie. There was a lot of merchandise produced for the movie prior to the movie being released. So much merchandise was produced. And everybody was out spending everything on Star Wars, because we'd had that long, prior to episode 1 being released, we did have a lot of the re-releases of the figures from the original trilogy, because the first 3 films had been released back onto the cinema, been digitally remastered and shown back on the cinema again, which whetted the appetite for many of the older generation who had seen the original movies, and also for the younger generation who hadn't seen them really on the big screen. So it sparked so much interest, and obviously with all the figures being re-released, there was so many people now, kids, adults, all looking for Star Wars merchandise. And of course, when episode 1 came out, there was so much merchandise, so many figures, so many vehicles, so many items that were produced, and everything sold phenomenally. And obviously because everybody was hungry for Star Wars merchandise. So yeah, they've done their job very well. So let's move forward then the 25 years or 26 years almost to today's date, when we're in the middle of December 2024. Do these figures appear very often on the platforms? Well, they do still come up on the platforms. Yep, they do. Various different conditions you get on the platform. So again, if you are thinking of buying on the platform, just be careful that you make sure that what you think you're ordering, because a lot of them use stock photographs, and what you see on the image of the item or the main page description may not be what you are actually ordering. If there's no new available, they automatically shoot over to the used items, and you may not think you're ordering used, but you may well actually be ordering a used item that comes without packaging or has got bits missing or what have you. So be careful when you order on the platforms, and do make sure you read the condition reports of anything you're buying if it is not new. Sounds like a lot of rigmarole, I know it is, but that's the way the platforms are. Alternatively, you don't need to go through all that rigmarole. You can come straight to us at Menace Toys Games Collectibles, where what you see on our website is exactly the item that we will be shipping to you. We do not use stock photographs, and everything we do is of extremely high quality, otherwise we will tell you. Now, this particular item is available to purchase on the Menace website, which you can get to very simply by clicking the link below. It will take you straight to the website, where you'll be able to find this and many other vintage Star Wars items, and many other vintage toys, games and collectibles. Come to that, there's over 10,000 products currently available on the website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody, and I am absolutely positive that this is something that you're not going to want to miss, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new items which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there's something in particular you're looking for, something old that you never know how to find, something quirky you might want to buy for a friend, or perhaps just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long lost childhood memories, well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know, the next item we upload could be that item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed reviewing this wonderful, wonderful final lightsaber duel set with me. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next video. So bye for now.